friends. As has been observed in some of the last few uploads, me wearing a t-shirt being outside the sun, shining down upon some sand as I work on dirt jumps. Spring is pretty much here. There was snow, not that long ago, but it's warm now. And today, the patio furniture came out. And in vacating all of that storage space that we have, it gave me the opportunity to actually turn around, breathe a little bit in the space, but also kind of have a look at all of the projects that you've probably been wondering about that just kind of haven't been featured on the channel for a little while. So I figured it'd be fun to like kind of go over them, give maybe some updates, see where some of them are at, and see where some may just be. This is the first one. This is kind of what prompted all of this. This is the Concord Kudu Light. Kudu Light. This was going to be the base for the Just Us Coffee Roasters build until I changed my mind about 2 videos in and changed it to the Trek. Mostly because I think the Trek is a lot cooler and appeals just to a larger audience as a whole. I don't really have any plans for this thing right now. A lot of friends are expressing some interest in having like a 90s mountain bike build, and I'm like kind of hoarding a lot of stuff, so this might make its way to one of those people who kind of wants to build something for cruising around the city themselves. Now, speaking of the Trek, it lives in a much nicer, not outdoor storage space, but because we've mentioned it, we should talk about it. So the Trek is insanely cool. It is a really cool, well put together build currently. This build is funded and sponsored by Just Us Coffee Roasters. As I mentioned in the Spindatt Fleet Roundup, the first upload of every year, the new Kona Project 2 rigid fork, suspension corrected rigid fork that's on here is way too long. Like way too long. It was a mistake. It was a mistake to buy this fork. I got it like, I just went, I'm gonna get it. And I mentioned that there's a custom segmented fork being made for this thing. I got an update about that about a week ago that the steer tube was machined, things were coming along, and we should have the new custom canty post, straight steer, regular dropout, segmented fork soon, like hopefully soon. So I'm really looking forward to building a set of wheels for this, putting that fork on, and then just giving her on it and getting the attention back onto it. But right now, it's a waiting game. I promise, when we do a build update on this thing, it is going to be nutso. Okay, what else? What else? Because it is pretty nice out, I actually brought most of the bikes out and washed them. This is the shed that I took everything out of. Street Stomper and work truck. I do get the odd question about the Schwinn fixed gear. I've robbed some parts off of it, so it's not really been in rideable form right now. So, Street Stomper and work truck. I kind of can't get away without talking about one without the other, and you will see why in a second. So this rally, which we affectionately know as work truck, was put together with a bunch of spare parts that I had for a video called, I don't know, like how to make a cool bike or something. And this thing worked really good. All that happened was it was holding all my spare parts for any other project that kind of came up. And when the wind space arrived, and I needed a set of cranks and a derailleur and a cassette and like all that good stuff to get it going, it had to donate a fair bit of its parts to make it happen. And as a matter of fact, the grips that were on this, they are on the Grouch right now, the Grouch Rock Hopper. See? Pretty cool, right? And the reason you need to speak of this and the Street Stomper at the same time is this is the seat post from this. So Work Truck has kind of like donated quite a bit of stuff to get a lot of other bikes going. What my plan with this was to See, this is what happens when you take everything out of their storage places. I wanted to build it into a ridiculously overpowered e-bike. I thought that would be kind of fun. Jeez. So I have a mid-drive motor, a battery. There's just like a couple things that I would need to get, which I never really ended up doing. And I don't want to say I lost interest in the project, but my mom really wants to convert her bike to an e-bike, so I think I'll just give her all of this stuff, or I'll probably install it on her bike. And then I don't know. As for the street stopper, is very much in working condition, minus the grips, which I stole for my nephew's balance bike that we built on the channel. Besides that, this thing is very much in working order as we finished it with the couple videos that we did with it. I don't really ride it. Angela doesn't ride it. I don't know what I'll end up doing with it. I've certainly thought about selling it. I am afraid that I just don't want to see it get back to the place that it was. I don't want to see it get on the side of the road where we saved it from. Like, saved it from rust, saved it from going to a landfill. But it's definitely not being ridden now. So, I don't know. That's an Eric problem. That's something I need to overcome and get over. Yeah. Anyway, that's why I end up with so many bikes. Okay, what else? Okay, well, the felt compulsion, took this all apart to put all the parts onto the breezer. You know that. You've seen that recently. This frame, I will never use this frame again. I know I talked about doing a slope duro. I am completely, utterly disconnected from that idea now. I do not care to do that at all anymore. I don't know what changed. I think it might just be the fact that I got a dirt jumper and I'm like very satisfied with it. This, when the Merino finally shows up, I get a lot of questions about the Merino. When I got the initial design, which I showed all of you, they asked, do you want the stronger raised chainstay rear end? It's stronger, it's stiffer. And I was like, no, I don't like the way that looks. So make it with the older style rear end. And then I got an update with the elevated chainstay design. And I was like, that's not what I asked for. I don't want that. So they had to start rebuilding it. Merino had to start rebuilding my frame completely. So that's where that sits. It's definitely a setback, and it's taking a long time, but that is custom stuff for you. I have lots of other bikes to ride. That's where I will leave that. And I think that is probably all of it. I can't think of anything else. Okay, I hope that scratches a little bit of your curiosity on some of the stuff that maybe you were wondering about. A lot of it is still around. A lot of it's still here. I just have so much going on that I cannot possibly get to it all, create content with it all, let alone afford to actually finish a lot of it. Because I posted on Instagram today, I'm posting this video today, I'm selling the LA Sprint for $2,500 Canadian and the e-bike for $1,200 Canadian. A lot of messages, people asking why, like why are you selling bikes? Well, there's a couple reasons. Canada wants tax from me, but also they want some money back from when COVID started. And when I got laid off, I got some money that like I held on to forever, and now they want it back. But of course I spent it after I thought they weren't gonna want it back. Along with the fact that there's just so many bikes here, and we have some cool stuff coming up at the house. I think that as it happens, housing all of it is going to be tough until things are done. So if someone can ride a bike that I'm not riding, I can pay my tax bill, then great. which I guess is a little bit backwards on what I already said. Anyway, I recognize my whole life is hypocritical. I get it. I know.